Hello, everybody. We'll get started here in just a moment. Let's see here. There we go. Hello there. Had to get this camera turned on. Happy Saturday, everyone. Oh my goodness. It's been a busy, busy day here at the shop. But I did have time to sew, which is a good thing, right? Oops, there we go. Alrighty. So, we'll get started here in about 2 more minutes. And welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 6 of the One Block Wonder panel quilt series. So much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm already planning the one after these two once I get them complete. I did complete the Peacock one. And we're going to get started, everyone. It really looks nice. I'm going to move the camera so you can see it on my design wall before we go any further with anything else. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? I did decide not to put an outer border on it because this is a wall hanging. And I'm not going to trim the top and the bottom. I'm going to leave the points on it because I think it'll look super cool hanging on the wall like that. Hi, Mia. Thank you. Oh, and Mark Campbell, welcome to the Zoom class membership level. I appreciate it very much. The first Zoom class is March the 25th, I think, or the 24th. It is listed that is actually listed in your membership area. So, kudos to Mark. Thank you for joining. Okay. Hi, Ellie. Yes, it really turned out nice. I am extremely pleased with it. Hi, Karen. I haven't decided, Karen, yet. I will put it in my long arm and do some I'm probably going to do some stitch in the ditch and then quilt either each hexagon or each. I just don't know yet. Hi, Tracy. Welcome. Welcome from Colorado. Welcome from Colorado, Tracy. So I'm going to walk over here and explain something to it, though, because once I started assembling it, I did. Remember last night I said it's better if you're going to do it like this to make these a little wider than what you think. Well, this was the perfect example. To get these panels to fit, I had to trim 1/4 inch off of each side of that inner border, and then it fit perfectly. When I take this down, you will see just how, have pins in my mouth, just how beautiful this has turned out. So there we go. A little bit closer view here, everybody. And I will be posting photos of this here to our YouTube group as I get it into the long arm and begin the quilting process on it. When I peeled that off, I peeled off a few of my blocks from this one, which is what we're going to work on tonight. You get those stuck back up there. I think that's where that was. We'll see. Yeah, it was. Oops. And where were you at? You there? Or were you there? You were there. Ouch. And you were there. Oop. Pin stick, pin stick. Okay. And was there. This one was down here. Yes. There we go. Now they're all back in place. So what I'm going to be doing tonight, I'm going to show you how to take the hexagons and keep them organized as you're piecing those together. I have a really simple method, and since I am not inserting a panel into this one that's currently on the wall, I don't have to worry about that. Whew. Hi Janelle, hi Betty, hi Linda, hi Karen, hi Melba. Awesome, thank you Barbara. So everyone, what we're going to be doing here, I'm going to be taking off one vertical row at a time and sewing the half hexes into strips. Quite honestly, that's all there is to it. It's much easier to piece one like this that's currently on the wall than inserting a panel that takes you have to use a lot more math. So here's what I do. So I'm first going to do this first row right here. I'm going to remove the pins as I go down this set. Okay. One way to get me to shut up is to let me have a bunch of straight pins in my mouth. So what I'm going to do, I am going to start at the top. In this little fabric bowl here, I have wonder clips. And this is how I do it, okay? This is how I keep everything organized and in order. I'm going to take this first one and I'm going to line up that seam line and I'm going to put a wonder clip right there. That is the edge that will be sewn together. Okay? I'm going to lay it on my table. Then I'll take the next two. Here's where those will be joined. Line those up. Wonder clip it. And place this unit on top of the one I had just clipped. So I'm creating a stack, and I'll go down that entire row that way. Wonder clip. Mike built these design walls for me. He got all the items at Home Depot. Behind my design wall and why it's so tall is because it's one of those big 9-foot tall windows in this old house, and it completely covers it. It's a foam board in behind the quilt batting, nailed on top of 2x2s. And he built it so it would fit right over the window jamb and the wood of that. Then the last one, that's my very last piece, I will lay that right on the very top. So now what I have, there's row one. This is the bottom of the quilt. The stack on the very bottom of this stack goes to the top. Now they're in order, they're organized, and I'll lay them over here by my sewing machine. I'm going to do the second one, same way. I've tried several methods. Doing it this way will reduce the amount of seams one might have to rip out. It really helped me a lot. Okay. And thank you again, Mark, for joining my membership, my club at the Zoom level. I appreciate it very much. Members only live videos begin on Monday, Mark, just so you know. As you can see, you just go down one vertical row at a time. That one was still pinned. And there's row number 2, organized and stacked together. There's my bottom piece. Okay. And now I'm going to sew those two. I'll do one more. I'm going to pull one more off. And then I'm going to stitch all those together, those rows. Okay. Oops. Up here, you. There we go. Here's the first two. Clip them. Put that clip right on the edge of the two pieces of fabric you're actually going to sew together. Then you never have to second guess yourself if you do it that way. Just do it and keep it nice and in order, and it will greatly make your life so much easier, because it is really easy to get these pieces mixed up. Okay, so I now have 3 stacks of units to sew together into my tall vertical rows. Back over here and swap a camera. Okay. Okay, there we go. So what I have laying right beside my machine are these stacks of block. This is the bottom piece, and I will fully assemble one stack at a time. I will do some chain piecing on this. Now that I have them organized into the vertical rows, I know I can't get them out, much less likelihood of me getting them mixed up, so I'm good to go. Let me put on the camera for the machine. Oh, Mia, once it's finished quilting, I will hand sew a hanging sleeve to the back of the quilt. And then you can just slip a rod through it to hang it with. Okay. Let's go here. Oop, wrong. That was the wrong here. Let's go here. There we go. Okay. Now then, what I'm going to do, let me back this up a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to set this to the side. This is the single piece right here that was at the bottom of the quilt. I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to get these units that I've clipped together done first. I'll peel them off from the top. That way I know whatever is the last piece I sew together goes to the top of the quilt. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take off that clip. line up those edges, and then stitch them together. And for me to sew, I have to take my shoes off. Yes, I should call myself the barefoot sewer. I cannot operate a machine. I can, but it is difficult for me to have total control over my machine if I don't have it. Well, I guess I should thread the needle, everybody, right? In case anyone is wondering, I am using Mettler Silk Finish thread, 50 weight thread to piece with tonight. There we go. Okay. Now we'll get you going here. As you can see, I'm just going to chain piece these units together. I will not work on more than one long row at a time because it'd be too easy to get them out of order. And I just don't want to do that. I can keep myself better organized if I do it like this. But by all means, if you're making one of these, do it whichever way you're the most comfortable. Oh, wonderful, Linda. I don't care how cold it is. I will wear socks. But normally, I just like to be completely barefoot when I'm sewing. That's just me. Here we go. And one more unit. This is the very bottom of it. This is actually the very top of that quilt. The bottom was my very first pieces I sewed together. Okay. Now I'm just going to snip those all apart. So Jackie, great question. Since I'm going to leave the points on at the top, normally I completely do all my binding by machine, but I will probably hand stitch that binding down. We'll see if I leave it the points on or not when it comes to it. But right now that is my plan, is to do that. I will stitch the binding to the front and flip it to the back and hand stitch it down, is what I'm thinking at this point. So what I've got now here in this stack, this was the first two units I sewed together, and here's the very last one I did. So as I'm pulling them off and snipping, I'm restacking them as I take them off of the chain. And now I know this still goes to the bottom, back here is the top, and it'll be that way completely throughout this piecing process. That's right. Okay, so this one will go, hold on a minute here. It's 2 right there. Okay, yes, that is correct. Once you get your first row done, you can refer back to it if you're trying to if it's not clear which piece to sew where. That's what I was doing. Now that was my little oddball piece. So there's 9 half hexes going up in a vertical row is what I ended up with. Then this one, and this one would go up here. once I get this one pieced together, I'm going to go back, take it back to the wall and pin it, put a pin in the very top of it just to hold it in place. So I have a reference point. Let's see, that would go there. This would go here. There we go. Right? I am bound and determined to mess this up. Let me see here and make sure. And bum, 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 bum. They were staggered. That one would go there, I think. And this one would go. Oh, this one would go in here. Oh, I refuse to rip anything out. Come on now. I think that's how that goes. Right there, I think. Let me check this one here out real quick. Right there, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to sew these two together. It's really important to get that very first row pieced. And then it's easier as you're pulling them off of the stack to make just a double check to make sure that it's all going to stitch together like you want it to. In the order that you want it to, I should say. Okay. Go, one more to go. That one would go right there. Back this up a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Those two will go together. And everybody, you can, what I'm doing right now, piecing one of these, you can use any sewing machine. I'm on the Solaris, but you could, I could just as easily, I could also do this with my Singer, my old Singer Featherweight if I wanted to. Just whichever machine you might own is the one that will work perfectly for you. Now then, this goes to the top, so I'm going to go back over here to the design wall. Let's go back to the design wall. I'm going to grab a straight pin. And this is the very leftmost side of this. So I'm just going to put it up here, put a pin in the very top. Come on, you. There we go. And then I'm just going to run it right along the edge of my design wall and just smooth it against that batting, and it will stay perfectly in place. And now I have a visual reference to line up the pieces for row number 2. Okay? And smooth that camera back right here. Here's my stack for row number 2. This is the very bottom piece. And if I look at this, okay, it will perfectly meld and fit with the bottom piece that's over there right now, down there in that corner. Okay. So I know that's correct. And then that will go there, so that These two will go together like this. I'm going to sew all of these 4 units together here. Once you get the first row pieced and up, it makes it easier to make. It gives you a good visual spot check to know that you're on the right track for the rest of it. But each time I finish a vertical row, I will go pin it in place on the wall, and then I don't have to worry about it. Okay. So this step that I'm doing here tonight, I'm going to create all of my vertical rows. And then there will be another episode to this to finish it, because I will have to go and iron all of these seams open before I can join any rows together. Jackie, I know I've always been that way about sewing barefoot. If I am spinning yarn at a spinning wheel, I have to be barefoot or just have socks on as well. So that's just me. I can remember when I was a little kid, I can remember my mother talking to my grandma, to her mother, say, I have the hardest time keeping shoes on that kid. I always did like to go barefoot. I guess that's why I'm that way. Okay. And especially since I have neuropathy in my feet and they're kind of numb, that's another reason I have to do this barefooted, or it's just not a good experience for me at all. Okay, so that would go there. And then this one. Okay, hold on here. I see a boo-boo. Oh, I made a boo-boo piecing that first row. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute here. That's good. Right? Right. Maybe I didn't. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I did, though. No. Let me think. Oh, I see where it's at. That should have been reversed. Okay. I'm going to sew row number 2 in the proper order. Then I'm going to have to go rip out 2 seams and sew it in the correct order on row number 1. Okay. Woohoo. Now then, let me see here. I'll make sure I'm doing this one right. There we go. Right there. Yeah. Oy vey. You know what? I'm going to have to repair that first row to get this one in the proper order. So I'm just going to put that one to the side, and I'm going to go grab my other row and one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's correct. I need to flip those two, I think. Okay, I'm going back to the design wall. I have to figure this out. I've already got it messed up, everyone. It happens. See what I mean? Even trying to be organized, sometimes it just happens. Okay, let's go back over here and get this figured out. Okay. So that would be the oddball one. So if this went here, right? Right? Now that would go there. This would go here. Okay. That would go there. Those are correct. I have these two. That's going to line up with that one. So this. That went there. Okay. Yes. This. I have to rip out this seam and flip them. So I'm going to rip out this seam. Flip that'll be up there. And I'm going to have to rip out this seam right here. Right? Yes, and yes. Okay. Okay. I think that will fix my boo-boo. Okay. Now you get to watch me rip out stitches. The thing I love most about sewing is ripping out stitches. Yeah, y'all know I just told a big old fib then. If you have followed me for a while, you know I don't like to rip out stitches. So here we go. Okay. Just get this over here where we can you'll see it better. So there's my first seam. Notice how I put a pin in it right there. So there's no mistake for me as to what I need to rip. And I'm just going to rip about every fourth stitch down that seam. And just slowly and surely, one by one. Much better to rip at this point than to sew a long row together and then have to rip. Been there, done that too. Had to do some ripping today when I was finishing sewing together the Peacock quilt. But it's all good. Come on, eyes, focus. Oops. Don't want to go in that deep. This is where I definitely do not want to put a hole in my fabric. We're just not even going to contemplate that one happening. Okay. There we go. So there's one seam ripped. Oh, that would be wonderful, Mia. Thank you. And let's do another one. And I will Mark, I will tell you, it made a world of difference for me to have a design wall to lay out my blocks on, because I used to use the floor or a bed or a dining table, and I can tell you it just makes it so much easier. Plus, you can actually then step back from it and get a really good perspective of what's going on when you have it all up on a design wall. And I'm just actually ripping about every 4th or 5th stitch in that seam. Come on, you. There you go. Yeah, this thread I'm using, the Smetler Silk Finish. It's a 50 weight thread. Awesome thread. There we go. Now, let's go over here and rearrange them again. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so that would go up there. So I had that flipped around. That was one issue. Had that first row all messed up. Then that would go here. This is row 1, row 2. Woohoo. And the rest of them should line up, and they do. These two are not supposed to match, just so everybody knows that. Okay, because on row 3 is the other half of this block that'll go right here. Okay. Now we're going to get those wonder clips back out and re-clip that first row together. And I am not taking row 2 down until this first one is up like it's supposed to be. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, there's a seam. Well, that's easy enough. I've only got 2 seams now. I've got it now, everybody. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. So that seam, I'm going to get my camera back over here. Also busy today making kits for my class next week up in Michigan. Okay. It goes up there like that. Okay. Excuse me. This one go right there like that and sew together right here. Thank you, Mia. My hand is wanting to cramp. If you're wondering why I keep doing this with my hand, it's really wanting to cramp bad tonight. Okay, here we go. Let's get that one put back up on the wall before we go any further. Here we go. There's still something that does not look right to this, everybody. Hold on. Those 2 blues. Let me move my camera back over. I'll pull row 3 and put it back up. Hold on. There we go. Let's just see what row number 3 looks like again. That's correct. Those match. There we go, that's what I thought. This should go right there. Let's get some more pieces up because I have this one slightly out of kilter as well. Okay. That would go there, that is correct. Okay. That would go there. This would go here. That is correct. There's its matching piece right there. Those match. That would go right up there, like so. Okay. There we go. There's the one I was looking for. That was in the wrong stack. That should go right there. And then that one would go there. And I have to rip these two pieces right here apart. Yeah, just take a sec or 10. Okay. Okay. Now then, I'm probably going to move that one. Those are too close together. That one right there. And what I'm going to move is this right here, because these are not sewn together. Those are getting swapped out. There. There. And there, and there. However, once you start, it's a slippery slope. So these cannot be right there. Those are too close together for what I like, even though those are right there. Let me think here. Let's see. Let's see here. I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. Do I want to do that? Not really. Let's see here. This right here first. this with the green. Maybe. Right there. Okay. Just a last minute editorial change here. Okay. And one more. I can't, that's sewn in. That'll just have to work. Okay, now we're good to go. No more changes. You see, it can be such a slippery slope when you start making changes. Okay, but this is where I made my mistake. I took too many rows off at a time. Okay, that one's already sewn together. That one is. That one is. And then this one. Okay. Now we'll sew row number 2 together. Row number 1 is complete. Okay. Get that one sewn and get the camera moved back. There we go. Okay. There's my tops. Top 2. Yes. Yes. Then these 2. Bobbin. Oh, it says I need bobbin thread, everybody. Imagine that. So let's just put in a fresh bobbin. It's okay, I already have plenty of one. I have my bobbins pre-wound. I wound up a bunch of them before I started this. I'm using a 60 weight, this is 60 weight Presentia. It's an Italian cotton thread. I had a big cone of it, so I'm using it up for bobbins. Out of my thread stash. Okay. There's that. Yes. Now we will add on to the bottom of that one. Yes, yes. Right there. Here we go. And cut. And then the next one. Right there. Yeah. Right there's next. Yes. Okay. So I officially proclaim, for at least the next 30 minutes, no more ripping stitches. okay? We're just not going to do anything to make that happen. And of course, by just saying that, I just jinxed myself. So we'll see. Right there. One more piece. Go right there. This is the very bottom piece of that row. Here we go. Now let's put this one up over here on our design wall. Grab a pin. And I'll just smooth it down right in place. There we go. Rows 1 and 2 are complete. Now I'm going to wonder clip these together. When I have the one oddball, I just put a clip on the edge I know that has to be sewn in. That way there's no guessing on it. And we'll get that one stitched together next. Okay. And now we'll once again chain piece this row together. Now that we got our faux pas finished and completed for the night, okay. And as I snip up a part, I make sure I put them back in the order to which they will be sewn. Yes, that is correct. This is the bottom. So that will go on right down here. Starting at the bottom and going up. Woohoo. That is correct. Now that I have some up on my wall that are finished and correct, I can actually look at what I have in my hand and at my design wall, and I know then I am actually sewing them in the proper order as they were laid out on the design wall. Okay. Let's cut those apart. Okay, this is the bottom. Right there. Then this. Go like this. Right there. There we go. Okay, it's the bottom. This goes up towards the top. This is the very top piece. And that goes right up there like that. Yes, indeedy. That worked. That's in the correct order. Woohoo. We're on a roll now. Oh, come on, you. There we go. Lay flat. And quit. There we go. Okay. Yay, let's get that one put up on the wall. I'm going to grab this handful of wonder clips from the bed of my machine and go back to the design wall. Okay. Okay, let's get this one pinned up. Perfect. Okay. Yep, perfect lineup. That all matched right where it's supposed to. And now we will put together row number 4. And this time, I'm going to tempt fate and do 2 rows. Just because I like a challenge. Okay. Here we go. the next one. Let's do another one. Okay. And we'll do the third one as well. I feel confident. Now that I have a good start, it should go together oh so much easier. There we go. Okay. And let's see, so that would be that makes 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's actually 14 vertical rows, and I've got 6 of them pulled. I just pulled 4, 5, and 6. That's going to be so beautiful. I'm so excited about this one as well. Okay, let's get these 3 rows sewn together. Okay. Empty fabric bowl for over here at the machine. There we go. Just set that one right there to put those clips in. There we go. And just like bobbins, you can never have too many wonder clips, everybody. The more of them you have, the easier it makes life at the sewing machine. It's a good thing. Please be sure to click on that like button for this video. That just helps out for my videos showing up in search windows when people search for different types of videos. That's what that really does. It's a big help when you all do that. Okay. Now then, this is the bottom. Yes. Ooh, I always have to stop and think about it. And that one will go right down here. This is the very bottom right here. Okay. I really had to think about it, everyone. Like that. Okay. That one would go right there. That would be next. It would go right there like so. And this one will go. Where will you go? It doesn't look right. Oy vey, let's see here. Let's go back up. That one piece, I'm not seeing it correctly. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are all correct. Oh, I know why. That won't show up because, nope, that is correct. The other half to this one that was throwing me off is in the next row. Duh. There we go. Then I'm going to run over here and pin this up. No, I'm not. I'm going to get all 3 rows done and make one trip over. I'm going to put trust in my sorting ability. Woohoo! I know I pulled them off correct, so it's all good, and they will all line up and match up perfectly once I get back to the design wall. So that was row number 4 we just completed. This is row number 5. Vertical rows going from left to right. And like I've been saying throughout this series, it is important to press these seams open every step of the way. That is why tonight I'm not doing any pressing. I'm going to get all the vertical rows made and get them pressed. And then on the next session, we'll be able to... Boy, howdy, that just doesn't look right for some reason. I don't know. We'll be able to get them all put together for this one. There we go. That's correct. Right. Hold on here, everybody. Let me line these back up. I may have done that stack out of order. I did. I think I did. By Jovis. Okay. Hold on. So that would go at the very bottom then, right? Right. Those two actually match there, so well, that would go there. Hold on. Aha. Right there. Okay. So those two. Yeah, so everybody take one row at a time off your design wall, because as you can see, it is very easy to get them out of order like I've just done, but I will get it put back in order. Ah, ha 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 ha. Okay. That would go like that. I see where I'm at now. Hold on. Okay. It's going to go like that, right? And this one would go up here. Correct? Okay. Okay, so I will be working on 2 rows at the same time this time. Okay, so I know those two go together. You do? Yes, I do. Yes, I'm talking to myself, everybody. Okay. So maybe now you can see why I said sometimes chain piecing isn't always the best thing to do, especially on something like this. But it's all good. It's all good. Okay. There's that one. Then that will go there. Correct. Okay. Now then, okay, that is correct. That, and I know why it's throwing me off. I know why it's throwing me off. Because I didn't have this other row laid out. There we go. There we go. That makes sense now. Oy vey. Makes perfect sense now. Stay up there, you. Don't get mixed in with those. There we go. Okay. So these two will get sewn together. Goes there. Perfect. That will go there. Perfect. Yes. Yes. Then that one. Yes. And this will go right here. There we go. Now we're getting there. Now we're getting there. Okay. That goes to the very top. And that one goes right there like that. Okay. Okay. Now it's all straightened out, everybody. Woohoo. Such excitement for a Saturday night. Oh my gosh. Okay. Then it goes like that. That attaches right there. And then that row, row 5, is all complete. Okay. Then let's get row number 6 done. Then we'll go hang these up on the side wall. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yes, right there. I'm going to go ahead and sew all these sleeves with clips together because I know those will line up. There's that one. And dot and dot, yes. That lines up right there like it should. between these two. Perfect. Actually, it turned out perfect, everybody. No rippy rips. No rippy for the stitches. Oh, Mia, I'm glad you're so confident about that. There we go. Now let's get this one sewn together and we get these 3 rows up on the design wall. Okay. And one more unit to put onto that. Yes. Yes. Here we go. All right. Now we'll go get these put up on the design wall. Woohoo. Yeehaw. Swap that camera over. All righty. Let's get these placed. There we go. Woohoo. And another one. Let's get a pin. Okay. And we got one more, the one we just finished. Woohoo. Now we're going to pull 3 more off. So as you can see, that is the process. And, excuse me, sometimes it's better to do 1 row at a time, as you can see from what, from my little faux pas there, but it's all good. Do as many as you're comfortable with. our wonder clips over here handy. Okay. Okay, there's one row. Let's do another one. And we'll do another one as well. I do have magnetic pin cushion. I will pick up all these straight pins with. Okay. So we're going to do, I'm actually going to put together 2 more rows. Making me a total of 4 to work on. Thought I was standing on a pin, and I was. That's the downside to sewing barefoot. Although you actually know when you're standing on something like that when you are barefoot, so maybe that's not a downside. Maybe that's a plus. This quilt would have looked beautiful in the condo that we had when we lived in Denver. There we go. Now we'll get those sewn together. It's 4 more rows. That will leave us 4 rows to piece tonight. And I will swap back to the other camera. Tracy, thank you. I know it does look pretty awesome, doesn't it? I just love it. This one is just a happy quilt. I don't know how else to say it. It's just a happy quilt. Happy quilt. Okay. So, save that one till I get this group through. Okay. Oh, come here, you. Get up there. There you go. Okay. Get those snipped apart, those 4 units. Woohoo. Okay. This is the bottom of the quilt top right here that I'm working on. The bottom of that row anyway. Okay. There, like that. There and there. That one would go right there. Okay. So last pieces to put on that row. Last units. Okay. Goes right up there at the top. All right. This one would be next. Where you going, Bobo? back to your bed. Go to your bed. Good boy. Puffy's in here asleep on his couch. And I made him go back to it because he's been having a nap, and that means he needs to go outside. And I'm going to take a break here in just a moment and do that. Here we go. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. Who's a good dog? Puffy's a good dog. Okay. Okay, so that would go right there. That will go on the very end of it. Okay. Can you let Puffin out the back door for just a moment, please? Mike's going to let him out. Mike's going to let him out. He's going to take him for a walk. Okay. Okay. There. Yes. Making sure. It's really beneficial when you're piecing these long rows to have the previous row where you can see it, and that way you know whether you've got everything lined up properly. You give me a sip of my Diet Coke here. Goes there. It's there. That will go right there. Okay. Perfect. Perfectamundo. Okay. That row is all put together. I'm going to lay it out here on the side of my table. A little work area here. So I have everything I need to line up my next row with. think it's this one. I think. Yep. Yes. Let's get these all sewn together. Let's get our clip seams. That's what I call them. Since I put a wonder clip along the raw edges that I know are going to be sewn together, I'm just going to go ahead and do that for this entire row. Yes, so my first Zoom class for members is Saturday night, March the 25th. I looked that up just a moment ago to make sure I had the right date. And it's an In the Hoop project is what we'll be doing for club members for the month of March. Oh, come on, you go. Oh, hi, Vanessa. Vanessa, I saw the photo you uploaded of your One Block Wonder. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful, beautiful quilt top. I am so impressed. It is gorgeous. Okay, now then, this will go here. Gorgy, gorgy, gorgy. There we go. Those two will go together. This is like the third row, a third row in this group, and I haven't had to rip out a stitch yet. And of course, now that I said it, I will probably have to. Let's hope not. Okay. And then this one right up here, yes. Right there. Alrighty. Perfect. Hey Bobo, did you have fun outside? You did. You're such a good boy. Who's a good boy? Puppy's a good boy. Yes, you are. Did you make pee-pee? You did. Yes, you're a good dog. Our little fur babies, they need love and attention too when you're sewing. Oh, you're welcome, Vanessa. It is. It's beautiful. I saw the picture of it. My goodness. Couple more. This will be 4 rows when I get it pieced to go put up on the wall. And one more. One more unit. Okay, let's get those cut apart. Okay. Now then, let me see here. That will go like that. Correct? Correct. Okay. Get these two pieces sewn together. This is the bottom of the row. So, 10-4. Okay, right there. Then it's going to go there. Okay, that'll go there. That's next, these two. Lisa, I think I will check and make sure what I have to turn on to allow that to happen in our channel here. And I will get back to you on that. I believe if you're in the members club area, you are allowed to upload photos. If not, I will have a place for everyone to do that. If you belong to our Facebook group, you can totally upload them there as well. That's called Baby Lock Angels with Richard on Facebook. But I'm setting up a new place, a new service to handle our YouTube chat, things like that. Okay, so there's those 4. We're going to go put those up on the wall. Here we go. Let's move the camera, swap to a different camera. Come over here. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. This should be the next one in line, I think. Let's see. Yes, it is. Let me get me a pen. Those all lined up. Alrighty. We are definitely on a roll. Definitely on a roll. Let's see here. This is the next one. This is the next one. Okay. And there's one more. Now I'm going to organize these 4 rows here. We'll go back to the machine and sew the last 4 rows. Piece them. And get all the pins out of it. Hopefully. Stay up there, you. Come here, you. Okay. And then I'll just take off 1 row at a time and wonder clip the seam lines together where I know I'm going to be able to I know they get sewn together. And the great thing about a one block wonder, everyone, once you cut it apart and sew it back together, unless you have a panel or the piece of the original fabric, it resembles nothing what you started out with. And that's one thing I really like about them. I think it's totally cool. Okay. As I pull these rows off, I'm keeping each row in a separate stack. There you go. Trying to line up those raw edges. Okay, one more. The next one of these I cut. And I did these, the Peacock one and this one at 4.5 inch. I'm gonna drop my next one down to 3.5 inches. Is what I'm contemplating. Just because I can. I want to see what it looks like. Okay. Alrighty. Yes, Miss Beth, it does. You know, every seam line takes up a 1/2 inch of fabric. So yes, it does shrink up quite a bit. Once I get all these rows made and pinned up, I will pin up the Peacock one over the top of it again, so everybody can see that. And we'll get a measurement of it. Okay. So let me swap my camera. Here we go. And get my little clip bowl back up there. I hardly ever use these little bowl cozies for food or anything. I usually keep them full of quilt pieces and wonder clips and stuff like that. They are really great to organize the stuff in your sewing room with. Doo-doo. Yes. As you can see, even I lost a little bit of time in the beginning, but it really has went rather quickly piecing all these rows together. Okay. Yeah, we'll snip those apart. Okay. That is correct. That will go right down there. See, I'm sitting right in front of that design wall, so it's super easy while I'm sitting at my machine for me to glance over there and kind of get my bearings on the orientation of where these pieces go. Go there. That is correct. Go up there. That would go right there. 10-4. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to piece a quilt top on my Singer, my old antique vintage Singer featherweight, just because I can. It's a beautiful old machine. And this piece, this seam right here will finish this row. They are fun to sew on. There is no scissor button on them. Or a threading button. And that can create a challenge at times. Okay. But it's all good. Excuse me. Okay. So there's that row. Goodness. This is the next one. Puffy Daddy sneezed. It's okay, Miss Beth. I knew when I saw this panel at the fabric shop I was teaching at, I just knew, I instantly knew, oh my gosh, that will make an awesome one block one. Didn't even have to give it a second thought. Vanessa, thank you so much. Uh, yeah, so thank you, Vanessa, for your support. I appreciate it. Our first members only session for behind the scenes is this coming Monday, and there will be, when I'm in town, and I'm going to be in town much more often than I have been in the past, there will sometimes be daily sewing sessions. Whenever I'm at my machine in the studio, I will have a camera on, and it will be raw, live, and unedited, and it'll all be good. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. That would go right there like that. Okay. Okay. And I'm working on getting a private chat room set up for members only also. And I'm reviewing the options for that. Oh, wonderful, Vanessa. Thank you. And just so everybody understands, there's 3 different levels of membership. So Vanessa got the 2nd level, which means that everything in the 1st level you get and what's in the 2nd level. If you happen to get the 3rd level, like Mark did, you get to attend the monthly Zoom project class each month, plus everything else below that. So it's a wonderful value that way. Okay, so we're at, okay. Take this one out and make sure I don't get that messed up. That is correct right there. And let's see here. Let's see here. You're going to go right there. Okay. That one is next. At the Zoom class, I announced the one on the 1st of the month, what that month's Zoom class will be. It's usually the 3rd week of the month, 3rd or 4th week. And I also get furnished a supply list, so you can make the project right there along with me under my guidance. Okay, so there's that one. And that's correct. That goes right there, right? Right. Okay. There's that one. So, Miss Beth, I will be offering other Zoom classes away from the group, and those would be some that you could purchase one-off like that. And if you join the monthly thing where you get a Zoom class each month, you can cancel at any time as far as that goes. But when you cancel a membership, you no longer have access to any of that content. And that is how that works with YouTube. They handle everything, not me, including the money. And what I do on my Zoom classes for the membership levels, I will teach you how I made that month's project on the machine. If you don't have a machine that I'm using, I also will furnish the embroidery file so you can actually just stitch it out as well. I hope that made sense. Okay. 2 more rows. Let's get that one set out. Yes, Sal. If you turn the chat window off, the live chat, you should see the join button. If not, you can go to the home page of my actual channel, and there's a join button there as well. There. Let's go right here. Perfect. That goes right there. Now I'll get the rest of these sewn together. Okay, there's that, and that, and that. Now, that would go there. And in my stuff, I'll be covering a wide range of topics, everything from sewing, embroidery, quilting, serging, all the way to spinning wool into yarn, and using art medium such as ink tints, pencils, and stuff like that to paint and draw on fabric to create your own unique fabrics. So I have a lot of really cool things planned like that. If any of you saw my series earlier last year on using fabric markers, this I'm going to do a whole new series. I'm taking that to the next level with a product called ink tints. and it's going to be pretty awesome. So, oh, Tracy, thank you so much. Awesome. Welcome. You're awesome, Tracy. Thank you. Yes, so Vanessa, tell Paige, yes, I do knit and crochet as well. I spin yarn. I love to spin yarn, and I also weave. I weave some of my own cloth. Which, as much as I've been traveling, I haven't had a lot of time for a lot of that. So I'm tuning back my travel schedule this year so that I can do what I love to do from the comfort of my home. Also going to start having live classes here at our little shop later this year as well. I've had a lot of requests for that from not only locals but from some people that live out of state. So that's where I'm kind of migrating some of my attention to. Next weekend I will be in Shelby Township, Michigan. I'm doing a teaching a 2-day workshop there. Then the following week I will be in Naples, Florida for a 3-day surgery retreat. And then I have some virtuals as well, doing some virtual things for Sewing Machines Plus and Sewing Parts Online, and contracted me to do some of that from right here in my studio. So that's all good. After I get back from my next 2 road trips, I will be in the studio almost daily filming, and that's what behind the scenes is. It's about, oh my gosh, it's about creating footage that I can edit out and down to just post regular videos to YouTube on. Just plain videos. Very abbreviated videos. Yeah, that's what I am doing right now. That is my plans. Okay. Now then, I've got these 2. Those will go right there. Piecing that last one together. Yeah, if you're having trouble on your mobile device, if you can make it to a computer, it's probably a little bit easier. But I think if you just pull up one of my videos on whatever device, even my old videos, there's now a join button on all of my old videos as well. And it's actually underneath, right underneath the video is where that join button is located. Okay, then that one will go right there. Yes, yes. That one will go right there. I promise not to sing too much. I do not have a good singing voice. But you know, but when you're in your car or in the shower, No one but you can hear yourself, and sometimes you think you really sound good. I have no illusions of that. Zero illusions on that one. Okay. And you will go right there. My gosh, everybody, we've almost got all the rows pieced. Woohoo. And then that one will go right here. Alrighty. Is that correct? That is correct. Woohoo. All right. Now then, let's go back to the design wall. Going to go back to that design wall. There we go. Okay. And yes, you get me a pin. When I get these up, I'll go back over to the other side of this table and I will zoom that camera in so you can get a closer up view of them as well. Let's see here. It goes like this. Yes. And if you were going to do one of these panel quilt, these panel pieces, you could make it larger by putting larger borders, both an inner and an outer border. Or you could do double the amount of fabric as for one. So instead of 6 panels, you'd buy 12. And you could definitely make them larger that way. So there are options to make these larger, if you so desire to do so. Okay. There we go. Woohoo. Well, those all matched. That's a good thing. You come over here. Now I'm going to zoom in the camera. Okay. I'll zoom it in close and pan. You can see that right there. So, let it come all the way out, and let me get one of my tape measures and we'll measure it. I can give you a close approximation of what this one would be. And then we'll do the same thing with our other one. I'll be right back. Okay, so now that the vertical rows are all made, that measurement will not change. So let's measure this. So that is approximately 60 inches that way, and this way 58. However, we're going to have to subtract some from that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 seams. Each seam will take up 1/2 of an inch. So if I divide 13 by 2, it's going to shrink this way 6.5 inches. So it will measure approximately 52.5 by 60 will be the final measurement on this. That would be the final measurement on this one, approximately 52 by 60. Perfect size for a lap quilt or to hang on your wall. This would be beautiful on a wall. This is going on a wall, everybody. Now, that being said, I do have the one panel and I have a few leftover blocks. I will piece all of that into the backing fabric for this quilt when I quilt it. I think I had 8 leftover blocks. Let's see here. Ouch. Yes, I had some of these copper and bright yellow colored blocks left over, and I will just piece those, ouch, into the back of that quilt. Now, next is my Peacock quilt that I finished piecing today. And I'm going to pin it up on the wall on top of this. Let me get me some pins before I go over there. Let's see. There's some long arm pins here that would be good for that. Because we're going to measure this one too. It is completely sewn together. There we go. Okay. So that's my Peacock quilt with one of the panels in the center of it. Let's give this one a measurement. It is 65 in length, 65 inches. is 55 by 65. So there's the finished measurements of that. I am not going to put an outer border on it. I decided against that. I have enough of this fabric right here that I'm actually going to use that for a binding for it. It's a different type of peacock fabric with some metallic golds in it. Now I'm going to zoom in closer on that one. Here we go. That is a striking one as well. And that will go up on one of the walls in this old house. Our old house here was built in 1881. And it will look fabulous. This one is probably going in the front stairwell, is where I'm thinking. Or the entrance vestibule, I haven't decided yet. And these are just, I tell you, they're addictive. Once you get one done, you want to make another one. I've already got the fabric for 2 more, so yeah, this series will be continuing as far as that goes. Let's see here. Yes, Mia, when I get them quilted, I will post pictures. I can post pictures here in our community tab. So if you go to, let me see here. If you go to my channel main page, I see a join right beside, right underneath my banner where it says Richard Tharp Quilts. Also, where it says home and videos and live and playlist, there's a tab that says community. I can go there and I can upload photos. I don't know if you all can or not, so some of you try to upload a photo into there and let's see if we can get that going on. Because I can change the visibility of those posts that I post to public or to members only and stuff like that. Okay. I hope that made sense. No, Miss Beth, I did not use all the blocks on that one as well. I had some left over. This panel was actually a little bit smaller than the panel from the colorful panel. It is a little bit smaller, but what was I going to do? I walked over here for a reason. What is? Oh, I know. So I think I have about 6 blocks left over from the Peacock quilt. Let's see here. You come back over here and I'll show you. I have more than 6 left over. But they'll go into the back of it and that's okay. I like putting some piecing in the back of my quilt. Let's go over here to a different camera. Okay, so here's my leftover blocks from the Peacock quilt. The one of the peacock feathers, there were a lot of those blocks, and they actually kind of, these is what I'm talking about, the way it worked out. There were a lot of blocks like this, and it just made a big, if you put them close together, they just blended together so much. But I've actually got, there's 1, 2, so I sewed 3 together, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had a lot of leftover blocks, everyone. 13, 14. There were 15 blocks that I did not use. But here's the thing. there wasn't enough to put an entire row at the top and the bottom both. So that's why they're about the same size. There are 15 blocks here that I did not use. These will be beautiful on the back of my quilt. So regardless, usually when you make these, you will have some blocks left over because for whatever reason, to get your design like you want it in your head to work out, you're just going to have to not use some of them. God, I hope that made sense. Okay. There we go. Hello there. Let's get that thread out from in front of that little camera. There we go. Okay. Woohoo. So, I will be leaving on Thursday for Michigan, so we will do episode 7 on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And that'll be the last bit of the sewing. We'll have the other one completely sewn. And that way we'll have that done before I start my heavy week of travel. Of course, there will not be a feature Friday, this next Friday night, or the one after it. The one next Friday night I will be in Michigan. The Friday after that I'll be in Florida. And then I'm home for my long hiatus, and I will be here on YouTube almost daily. I love the Peacock one as well. It really turned out nice. And I will tell you, it took me longer to lay out that Peacock one than the other one. What you see on that Peacock quilt, let me turn that camera back on. What you see right there is the result of 8 complete auditions to get the blocks just where I wanted them at. Oh, Miss Beth, you should meet me. I am actually supposed to be there, I think, the first week in September, or pretty close to there. I think Jackie is going to bring me back out for that. And she's doing another show, quilt show, and then I think we may be doing an in-store workshop as well there in Phoenix at 35th Ave. Jackie is so nice. I love going out to Phoenix. So everybody, that's what I have for you tonight. Once again, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Vanessa. And thank you, Mark, for becoming members. It's only going to get better as I get all this stuff worked out and everything on schedule. And I'm going to make that membership club. And it's called, at the behind the scenes level, it's called Richard's Sewing Circle. And we will be meeting multiple days a week for that club membership. So everyone, thank you so much. Wonderful, Miss Beth. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. I don't have any videos scheduled tomorrow because I told Mike I want to go up to Peru to our Chinese restaurant we love and that we really love so much and have dinner. So we're going out for dinner tomorrow and probably do some grocery shopping as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful, glorious evening. I will see some of you on Monday, and I will see the rest of you on Tuesday night. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye now.